What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back, speaking my sports talk. All right, guys, check it out. It's fight night, baby. I ain't gonna stay on this one too long, guys. We ain't gonna do a 3 or 4 hour live today because it's fight night. And that means that I'm doing some fights tonight. So I'll stay on here an hour and a half, maybe two. We might stretch it to two, but I want to get some food, get some rest for the fights tonight because I'm gonna be up all night. I'm covering it, covering everything I can. I'm going to do the 6 o'clock card, Anthony Joshua and Pulev. But at the end of that card, it should be getting toward the end of the Shakur Stevenson fight. So what I plan to do is do the Shakur Stevenson fight right after the Joshua fight. I doubt that they'll be on at the same time because it starts an hour and a half later. Um, Therefore, we can do a post fight on Joshua, and then I'm just going to pop Shakur Stevenson and do blow by blow on that one. Then I'm going to do the card at 9 o'clock. So, with all of that being said, we'll see how that all works out too. I'm not squeezing everything pretty close there. But anyway, this live, we just talking about the fights tonight, man. Final thoughts, predictions. Guys, things gonna pop off with these fights, man. We got of course, these guys that I have on the thumbnail fight tonight, which to me, these are the most interesting fights to me. You know, some I don't have on here. I'm interested in seeing Clay Collard. I like Clay Collard, man. He's a warrior. He's not the greatest boxer in any sense of the meaning, Clay Collard, but the guy he gets in there, he bangs it out. So Clay Collard's fighting tonight. They call him the prospect killer, and he had a draw the last time out. They had a draw the last time out, so they running it back, man. Should be pretty exciting fight there. Miguel Robles, what's good with you, mi hermano? Miguel in the building first up. Yeah, gang, salute to your intangible boxing news. What's good? Pulev KO3. Intangible. Thank you, brother. Thank you for that. JD was good. That's right. That's what's up, dog. Let's go. Let's go. On the court, I see you creeping up there, JD. I see you, dog. Ralph, what's good, Ralph? Do you forget Elvis on there? Yeah, Nakatani. Hey, Scythe Bud. I'm with you, fam. How you got? How do you have Nakatani winning, Scythe Bud? Because look, I've been telling people this, and the thing about this Scythe is that I'm actually a fan. Come in. I'm actually a fan of Felix Verdejo, but I gotta be honest. I don't think he wins. You know, Nakatani fought one of my other guys. Everybody know Teofimo Lopez. Now, it was a good fight, but it doesn't really have to me much to do with Teofimo Lopez. It has more to do with Nakatani and what he brings to the table. See, I know what Teofimo Lopez is, and for him to take that guy 12 rounds, he lost the fight for sure. But for him, he won rounds in that fight, you know, at least 4 rounds. Now I had 8-4, so I'm gonna say at least 4 rounds. I think Nakatani. Well, no, I think I had it 9-3, but I had a swing round, so we could say he won 4 rounds in that fight. And so to me, you got to think Nakatani has won 4 rounds to a guy who's holding all the belts, one in question the WBC. Even still, that's Teofimo Lopez. That's who he went into a 12-round fight with. Now, that's all I put into it concerning Teofimo and Nakatani. When I look at Felix Verdejo and I look at Nakatani and what they do in the ring, I just see Felix Verdejo getting in a little bit of trouble here tonight. Not only that, guys, I'm picking Nakatani to stop him in 7. That's right, 7. We're going to open the panel up here soon. We're going to talk about this. AD said, I'm looking forward to seeing all. It's going to be a good night of fights, man, for sure. Warp Speed in the building. What's good? Mi hermano? Neo, what's up, brother? What's up with you? Who is the guy above Edgar? That's little B Hop Chris Colbert, man. Chris Colbert's fighting tonight. Um, and I expect him. I picked Chris Colbert to win this by decision. He has faster hands. He has better movement. But Chris Colbert has some flaws of his own. So I just don't think he's fighting is going to be able to capitalize off of Colbert's flaws. But that's Chris Colbert. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So tangible clear that up. I'm behind as usual. As usual. JD, the deciding factor for me is Nakatani has ring rust. And ring rust. How many people said that about Errol Spence, JD? Like, let's be serious. These guys are fighters. Ring rust, muscle memory. You work a lot of that ring rust. All fighters that I've spoken to about this, I've spoken to MMA, a couple of MMA fighters, and I've spoken to multiple boxers, active boxers, right? And everyone, JD, that I've talked to told me this. When they go into the intense sparring sessions, they work most of that ring rust off. No bullshit. That's what they told me. And they figure out everything they need to know, where they need to fix, and they fix that up in their camp. So ring rush. You gotta beat him. Nakatani got plus 250 odds. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Finna got paid. He finna get paid. I hear you, Syfe. Yeah, I'm doing my usual dollar parlay. Hey, Syfe, I already put an interesting dollar parlay in, right? You should try this, Syfe, bud. So I got Nakatani just straight. Nakatani straight money, straight on the money, right? Syfe bought at plus 250. But Syfe, do Anthony Joshua do a two-team parlay. Anthony Joshua, first round knockout. So I don't know how much you bet, but I don't really gamble a lot. So I did the dollar parlay on that site, bud, and it's $67.40. So basically, it's 640 times your money. If you do that same ticket that I put in, two-team parlay, Nakatani, and then AJ first round knockout. Now that's it's just something fun, so don't bet a lot of money on it. But just say that you put $10 on that site, bud. That's $670 return. You put $100, $6,000 return. No bullshit. So even if you put $5 on that, that would be let me see, 70. So that would be 537. I mean 337 off of $5 site. So just think about that. Cause it could happen. Joshua could go in there and knock Pulev right the fuck out, fam. Right out. Mark, I'm gonna send it to you on Twitter right quick because I'm not opening the panel up, but not yet. I'm gonna open the panel up, just not yet. But I'm gonna send you one on Twitter right quick. Hold up. Just look in the DM, Mark. Hold up. I'll give me a second. Let me send this to my brother, my Irish brother. Oh, Mark, unrivaled bitches. Right, he get the private link, fuckers. Private link. There you go, Mark. I sent it to you. But now, everybody, I'm gonna open up the panel to everybody in a minute. I just wanted to cover some things here before I did. Been a whole year. So what, man? So what, JD? It was over a year for Spence. 417 days, fucker. Don't start with me, Jacal. No, I don't play with my predictions. But JD boxing, guys, let me tell y'all something. Now, I always talk shit about the prediction league, right? But JD boxing actually gets my respect because I can see him. That's what I always tell people. If I can't see you, you don't get no respect. So respect, JD. That could be a factor. I'm not even gonna rag you because you got the balls to get in the prediction league and he's producing. So shout out to my bro Kyle in the building. Yeah, respect. He does. It is a layoff, and to add on to that, baby, uh, Masayoshi Nakatani was hospitalized after the Teofimo fight, and that's why he decided. He was going to retire, so he decided to retire after that fight. But the fighter spirit, and it's like a lot of these boxers and mixed martial arts artists. Mark, I sent that to you on Twitter, fam. The link. Um, so like I said, a lot of these fighters and mixed martial arts artists and such, man. I just sent it, Mark. You just sent me a tweet. It should be there. It's right above your tweet. All right, I'm gonna send it again. I did. I just sent it, fucker. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to you again. But yeah, but anyway, like I was saying, while I'm sitting Mark, there's a lot of these fighters and shit, man. Got that urge to continue to compete, no matter what happens. Shout out to Felix Verdejo. Since we're speaking of him, the accident, you know what I mean, and everything, right? So shout out to Felix for that, because he's still in there. He's still that link's from Sunday. Oh well, here that one's from today. I didn't send it. My bad. Well, I just said it now. Yeah. So like I said, Felix Verdejo, motorcycle accident, got back on there, came back into the game. Errol Spence, with the car crash, got back on the horse, got back in the game. So that in itself shows a lot of desire and grind and heart to come back and compete in combat sports after horrific accidents like that, man. That shows the level of dedication and grind right there. So, and again, man, I'm a fan of Felix Verdejo. It's but it's just hard for me to pick him in this fight, and I actually think he's going to get stopped. I think he's going to get stopped. What's up, Mark?
Howdy, partner.
Howdy, partner. I never expected to hear that greeting from my Irishman. What's up?
What's good, man? We're talking about Nakatani and Verdejo, yeah?
Yeah, just you can see the screen, right? Just the fights tonight, really. I just put the guys on the screen that are most interesting to me, except Clay Collard. I didn't put Clay Collard in. I don't know why I like Clay Collard so much, but the prospect, like Collard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, right now I was talking about them. That's who I was talking about, Verdejo and Nakatani, which I am interested in that fight. I forgot to put Verdejo's picture up here. I got one of them, but yeah.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay.
But what you
Well,
think? What you think?
what did I pick?
Well, I don't care what you pick, but you can tell them if you want to. I just wanted to know, like, your analysis on the fight. I mean, my picks are already in, so
Yeah. Um, I think a lot of people look at the Lozado fight with Verdejo and they go, well, he shouldn't be stopped if he's that good by Lozado and they don't really take into account at that time he was coming off of a serious crash.
right,
A very serious one. And he hadn't really gone that far with someone of that caliber yet. Since then, he's actually fought people who I would say are actually above that level and beat them and look really well doing it. Nakatani, not really a volume puncher. He's a jab 1-2 guy, and he'll move. And he looks to outpoint you. He doesn't look to put pressure on in fights. And that will probably play well for Felix. Felix has something Teofimo didn't have in this fight, which is a reach advantage, which is the first time Nakatani's facing a reach disadvantage as a professional. And I checked out one of his fights. I think it was 2 fights before Teofimo. He's fighting a dude, can't think of his name, who had a similar reach advantage. It was under 2 or 3 fights before.
yeah,
Who had a
he was
similar
shorter
reach.
than him though.
Huh?
He was shorter than him though. I know what
Yeah,
fight you're talking about.
Yeah, and he actually gave Nakatani quite a few problems because Nakatani didn't have to reach advantage. So my whole thing is I don't think Nakatani stops him. I think Nakatani probably wins on your card, maybe my card, 6 rounds to 4, and gets stiffed, and Felix Verdejo wins a split decision.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I guess. Well, so here, I think which this doesn't happen often. Kind of surprising that you see it that way, but I think we see Nakatani a bit different on his offense. I think that in the okay, so with the reach advantage, I get it, but I think the height is going to play a part here. Because listen, even off the accident, if you watch that fight, Verdejo shouldn't have lost that fight to Antonio Lozado. He shouldn't have lost that fight. Um, he's too talented for that, in my opinion. But I believe it was his, yeah, the accident, but I can't. The way he's responded since that accident, even though he took that loss, I kind of put him in there like with Spence. That I don't think the accident was as much of a factor. It was lack of what Verdejo was doing in that fight. But what I did find a problem, or what I assessed to be a problem for Verdejo, may not have been the reach, but it was the height. It's different for guys having to punch up and, deal with a guy that's lunging down at you. One thing I noticed about Lozado in that fight with Verdejo is how Verdejo was getting hit, and Lozado's hand speed is nowhere near what Nakatani's is. And their reach differential is only an inch. So it's not like he has massive reach over Nakatani, but Lozado's he punches, a bit slower, a good bit slower than Nakatani.
I agree, but
Verdejo.
we can't make a like for like comparison at all because the shots he was getting caught with, right? Nakatani's a long range. He shoots from long range, right? Verdejo's slippy at long range. If you watch against Lozado, the long range things, he was slipping really well. He was moving. He was getting away from them. It was when he stepped in and Lozado was able to counter on the inside. That's where Verdejo fucked up. He made a fucking mistake doing that. He wanted to trade with him on the inside. He's not, mid-range to inside, So
you picked Nakatani by decision, you said, right?
No, I picked Verdejo by split.
You picked Verdejo by decision. Well, yeah, I mean, a decision fight, I get that. I think if I'm wrong here, then Verdejo probably does get decision, which I'm freaking ecstatic about that because I'm not a fan of Nakatani and I'm actually a fan of Felix Verdejo. So I just don't think he wins this fight. And I really think he gets stopped because the inside, I was looking at the Nakatani Teofimo fight and he was doing some damage to Teofimo when they got close. And I seen Verdejo get a little flustered and he winged some shots at Lozado. He was winging some shots at Lozado. And then, I watched a couple of fights well, he only had 3 fights, I think after that, 3 or 4 fights after that. But I watched some recent fights after that and I noticed some winging those shots too. And in the Teofimo Nakatani fight, when Teofimo winged shots like that, Nakatani made him pay for it. Now, I don't know where Verdejo's guard, his chin is compared to Teofimo's. Can't really assess that yet, but Nakatani did make Teofimo pay for that when he shots that he missed because Nakatani is also a good counter puncher and he's quick. Yes. Quick. And I don't one thing we don't agree with is his punch output and how, because when I watched the Teofimo fight, God knows how many times because I wanted to see the kid's weakness, but I noticed Nakatani letting his hands go at many different times in that fight, throwing different punches, body punches, uppercuts, hooks.
Yeah, you took one of my words and put it and used it for output. I didn't say that. I said aggression. He's not particularly aggressive. He's not aggressive with it. He uses it. He has output. I never said he doesn't have output.
Yeah.
A
No,
man who
no,
throws
you're
that
right.
amount of
You're right.
punches on the
Uh,
counter. I think last year on the counter, well, the Tiafim, not last year. I think on the counter he threw the second most amount of punches as a counter puncher in the lightweight division in one fight.
who, Teofimo?
Nakatani.
Oh, Nakatani. I was about to say, damn, I didn't know that. Yeah, no, I didn't know that either, though,
Yeah, I
about
think he was
Nakatani.
the second most according to CopyBox, behind who was it? It was Linares.
Linares, okay. Uh, well, yeah, yeah. No, but with the aggression, as you know, definitely for sure, Losado, because he just kept coming. He sort of remind you of Chocolatito. He just kept coming, even if he get hit, he kept, you know what I mean? So definitely more aggressive than Nakatani's more calculated though and efficient because
Like,
Losado was looping uppercuts and looping hooks himself. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Nakatani is more efficient with his punches.
this is what we agree on, right? We agree on that Nakatani should win the fight in a fair war, right? In a fair fight.
Mm-hmm,
We
mm-hmm.
agree on that.
We
And
also agree he's going to get dicked on the cards if it goes to
there's a good
the.
chance he could get dicked on the cards.
Yeah, we agree
And
on that too.
doesn't necessarily mean that he will, because Bob could be like, right, you're on your own. You need to, tonight he could be like, right, you have to prove it. You have to beat this guy legitimately to prove you're worth my investment. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
So
and we know Bob will do that because look,
he's
it's
done it
all about
before.
money.
It's all about money with Bob. So there's a possibility of that. But there's also the possibility of politics. And sometimes you bet on it, sometimes you lose on it, right? But there's also the other thing of Verdejo. He could have been damaged, and he could be back properly, which is a slight case of maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And if he is, he could actually outbox him. He's a good boxer.
I'm a fan of Verdejo. So again, remember, I want Verdejo to win this fight. I'm rooting for Verdejo to win this fight. I'm only picking Nakatani. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how
Mm-hmm.
it is with this. So like, by all means, I should hope that Verdejo can weather this storm.
I think my whole thing is both guys can win the fight. Um, I think that it's a 50-50 on if Nakatani stops him late or if Verdejo nicks it on a split. I think that's what people are going to be betting on. So,
Yeah, yeah, I get that. Nick Harmon, what's up with your brother SSB in the building, Prime Fighting Champions? Ronald Finkley, what's up, brother? G-Man, hashtag G-Man Rock. Hey, y'all get over there. I know I'd say it 100 times. Get over there, check out my man G-Man. Bud, my dude's type Bud. Steven, what's up, Steven? Appreciate you coming through. Joshua Little John, what's good with you, brother? Yeah, Ronald. Okay, here we go. Ronald said it's a great day for boxing. The Zone, ESPN, Showtime stars today at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come join the conversation worldwide and watch all the great matchups. Speak your mind, sports talk. Shout out to you, Ron. Appreciate you, fam. Tax Tack, what's up with you, brother? Appreciate you. Don Ramon, what's up, my friend Chant Ross in the building? Hey, Fantasy Boxing Prediction League. The prediction league I'm always talking about. This is the guy to see right here, Chat Ross. Make sure you put the info in there so that some of these suckers can come in there and try to beat D Jefferson. That's the key.
yeah.
Fantasy Boxing Prediction League right here. Okay, if you got Facebook, you come here, Champ, get ready, put the info in there. You come here, you click that like, you drop your picks, Champ will log you in. If you don't have Facebook, you can email my man Champ Ross here, Champ EZ22 at yahoo.com. Champ gonna put the info in there. And again, see if you can beat D Jefferson. There's a bonus too, because Marco Rival has come to the league, taking the league by storm. Second place first season, first place as of now, and the second season, only 2 seasons in. So you might be able to beat Mark, might be able to beat D. Tell you the truth, I don't think you'll be able to do either because I'm taking first place. Or I think Mark feels like he's taking first place. So Y'all got an uphill battle. See if y'all suckers can come beat us in the fantasy boxing prediction league. Let's go.
Nah, they ain't beating me, man. You
Yeah,
can beat the Jeff, but you ain't
I'll be
beating
the
me.
only one to do that, man. I'll be the only one to do that. After IVT, because he already got that claim. He already beat you up,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I mean, he had a preseason and understood the point system. I didn't, but there you go. It is what it
Nah,
is.
I don't turn the Deontay Wilder on him. He
No,
beat
no,
your
no, no,
ass.
no, no.
He beat your ass. Don't make no excuses. He got that over. I mean, look, I'll make no excuses for you, Lisa Bales, and IBT. Shout out to y'all. Y'all beat D Jefferson.
And YC. And YC.
Yeah. NYC. But YC already had my respect. You got to beat me to get my respect. Or, as me and Mark put it, what you say, Mark? 15 or 20? Top 15 or top 20?
In an 80 people league.
Yeah. What do you think? Top quarter, right? Top 15.
Yeah, I'd say 20.
Top 20, I mean. All right, guys. So top 20, then you'll give me a Mark's respect. But if you're under that, try again next season. Y'all suckers y'all don't want none of this, man. Joshua, stop ducking that smoke. Sife Bud, stop ducking that smoke. Get on in the league. UliX
Where
game,
y'all at, man? Where
stop
y'all at?
ducking that smoke.
All of y'all who be listening to us talking about these predictions, talking about these fights, I see people like, y'all don't know shit about boxing. Where are y'all at, man? Come on, join the league. It's free.
Day Blues Boxing. Get your ass in that league. What's up, fam? Fight night. That's right. Eric Ross, get in that league. He said, I'm Okolie, though, plus 100 on the card tonight. Kuzma, chubby self could survive and take. Yeah, Okolie, I got Okolie winning that, man. Kuzma ain't surviving nothing. I got Okolie by knockout. 7th round. I know Kuzma's tough. Kuzma's tough. He's got a good overhand right. Actually, he's got a good overhand right and left, to tell you the truth. But
you went for Okolie by stoppage round 7.
Yep.
I went for Okolie by stoppage round 8.
Yeah. So you're close. We close. So yeah. Okolie gonna be too much for Kuzma, man. Come put Kuzma out of there. That's what I got. But I hear you, Attica Rojas. Good bet, brother. And I hope you win that. But get your ass in that prediction league. Usually, X Game said, rooting but picking against. No loyalty. Nah, because I take my prediction seriously. And just because I like a guy and root for him, if I think he's gonna lose the fight, then fuck, I think he's gonna lose the fight. I gotta assess the fight correctly. All of the guys that you like are not gonna beat everyone.
Let
And
me
that's
give you an
just
example of rooting for. Let me give you an example for rooting for somebody, right? I was a huge Ricky Hatton fan, right? Huge, like diehard Ricky Hatton fan. I wanted him so badly to beat Manny Pacquiao and to beat Mayweather. Do you think I picked him to win those fights?
No, that definitely not you.
No, I bet against him, unfortunately, and I won money. But I actually just gave the money to fucking charity because I felt so sad.
Black and Brown, what's up with your brother? Miguel Mojica in the building. What's good, peoples? Yeah. So, all right, Mark. The Shakur Stevenson fighting Toka Clary. I was looking at this Toka Clary. He's a pretty tough cat, man. I don't think he has the skills to get past.
He's not gonna hurt Shakur. He's not gonna cause him any issues. But
that's why I said the skills, because I ain't worried about him hurting.
Essentially, and Shakur ain't really gonna hurt him. Shakur's just gonna box him. Like he'll land a lot of punches, but man, like, I don't rate his power. So I think Talk is gonna go the distance. Shakur unanimous decision, but
we actually we head on, like spot on with that fight there. Yeah. Spot on. I can't really add or take anything away from that, because
I don't think there's even any, like, even though, like, you know what I'm talking about when I say picking majorities and splits, it ain't gonna happen.
Happen. No. It's a one. It's not nothing's a foregone conclusion, but just I look at the fight and it's a one-sided fight, but it's a one-sided boxing match because I as well don't rate power. And he's 22 now, right? So
Yeah,
he's got 3 years to see if there'll be some kind of stink to his power. But here's the thing: he's not going to be a power puncher. He'll gain enough strength and get into where he'll be a respectable puncher, sort of like a Lomachenko, where he hits hard enough to get your attention. He's not pillow fisted, and he will get your attention, but not knocking you out with one punch, or putting you on stinky leg. I think that's still a question, as if Paul will get to that point. Right now, he's I assess him as not a hard puncher. That's
yeah.
how I assess him.
The
So
only way Shakur gets a stoppage tonight is if Shakur decides after a while during the fight to stop boxing, like, and just start unleashing combinations when he has to, if he gets the guy over to the ropes, because he can turn people into the ropes. You've seen him do it, and if he starts firing off like just lots and lots of punches with that fast hand speed and stuff, the referee might be just like, well, the guy's not landing anything back, he's not throwing back, he's just shelling up. Referee steps in. That's the only way
right,
Shakur stops.
yeah,
Only way.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Or
Uh
cuts, 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 cuts,
yeah,
cuts, cuts.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Always could be a factor in the fight. Pisses
Yeah.
you off, fucks up your parlays, but there always
Yeah.
could be a factor.
But
So
but
D
we do have
Hodges,
a duty. We do have a duty because if anybody's doing any bets or parlays, we have a duty to just inform them of that stuff.
yeah, I gotta call you too because to get your I want you to give me some advice on a couple of them. Or I might just follow you or put in a couple of points on your card. I like some of those parlays you come up with. Man, I need to start working with you on that because I need to get sharper with that. You fucking just the betting side of it, you sharp with it. But real quick, D Hodges, say what up, D Jeff panel chat LDBC salute family salute to you, D Hodges and the LDBC John Daly. What's good with you? Does Mark's quiz count, D? I don't know. I didn't do too bad on it. Come on, John. Come on, shot to D Jeff. I just like I need in on this. Okay. Yeah, all right.
Hold on. People can give D all the shit he wants, but very few people are going to be able to say who this. Like, he got the answer to the St. Paul Phantom. That was a quality question, a hard one, and he got it. So
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. You go ahead. But listen, guys, look, honestly, and I always say this, I defer to Mark on that type of stuff. I'm not, I know that specialist in that stuff, but a lot of that stuff I know and I've discussed before, and I don't remember it because it's not what I focus on, right? Anything that you have a passion for and you're going to memorize it, know, you're going to focus on that. You're going to study it, you're going to review it, you're going to watch it more than once. So I know a lot of these things, and sometimes it might come back to mind. It's not like I'm oblivious to it. Sometimes I'll shock you at some of the things that I do know. You go, okay, how the fuck does D know that, right? But for the most part, I'm not really detailed when it comes to the fighters. Even fighters from as late as the '90s and what I mean, '80s. Even though I was there watching boxing during that time, remember, guys, a guy like me, it's what I focus on, right? So I focused on boxing throughout the years, and it was what was going on currently. That was my focus. I remember the fights from the past, but a lot of those fights I've only seen one time, and that's when it happened back in 1982. Or fuck, you remember what happened back in 1982? Every fucking second? Hell no. It don't matter who it was. You know what I'm saying? So guys like Mark, man, I know there's fights that he's watched more times than I've watched that whole division. And that's just one fighter, you know what I mean? One fight in that division. And he's watched that one fight more times than I've watched fights in the complete division, right? So
I
this is his
try to have a
focus, his
rule of
passion.
three. I try to have a rule of three, if that makes sense. So any fight that I do watch, I try to watch it 3 times.
See, that's fucking impeccable because it's fights that I have not watched at all versus 3 times. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no doubt. But hey, man, everybody got their specialty, and I tell you this, Sight Bud, my specialty is knowing what goes on in that ring and predicting these fights. So you a sucker like everybody else a sucker until you can come beat D Jefferson. I'm just messing with you guys. Hey, Lady Evelyn, what's good with you? What's good with you? Appreciate you. You
Hey, yo,
can't
D, do you
connect.
know what my specialty is?
What's that? Winning?
What goes on inside that ring, bro?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
That's my specialty.
Mark's a
That's what
specialist.
history is for. That's what history
Yeah,
is for me, is to know as many styles as possible.
yeah. Mark's a specialist. Wasi is a specialist. Jamstar is a specialist. I could tell that already. IBT is definitely a specialist. You know, we know. We just know. Oh, you know who else? JD's doing really well. I'm not. I ain't giving you respect as no specialist yet, but you get respect this season. Who's that? Oh man, Jordan Simpiani. He's a specialist. He's always hovering around up at the top. So guys, just get in there. You get respect or you don't. John Daly in the building. What's good? He just fucking with you, but I got a nice score for Beast Destroy competition. Oh yeah, I know, John. You know you can rag on me, fam. I got a sense of humor, but yeah, Beats killed it, man. It Sims did pretty well too, but yeah, Beats killed it. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to open up the panel now. Everybody, come up, jump up, give your thoughts on the fights tonight. Come talk with me and Mark. Um, Let me see, Anthony Willis. What's up with you? He said Mark Cool is like a small pumpkin. What do you think about Mark Cool, Mark?
Florian Marku, he's
Yeah.
interesting. He's got a lot of fans, a lot of Albanian fans. They're crazy about him. He's popular,
Mm-hmm.
very popular. It's like everybody in this country knows who he is.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you starting through, Anthony Willis. Tiny Tim in the building. What's up? All right, so Mark, my guy here, another guy that I'm a fan of, and I got my bias, guys. This is where Verdejo fits in, Berlanga fits in. I have my reasons, but I do have a certain bias. But anyway, I'm a fan uh, of Berlanga. Problem with Berlanga is that he got he's been in 15 rounds. He doesn't even
Yeah.
really have 15 rounds because he's knocked everybody out in the first round of each one of those fights. So he's never completed 15 full rounds. I would believe if you added all the time that he spent in the ring up would probably
76.
end up in 6 or 7 rounds. So,
Yeah.
when you look at Edgar Berlanga, there's potential there, right? But the
Well, he's
question is,
got raw. I'll tell you one thing he has,
what raw
right?
power?
Yeah, no matter what anybody says, as long as he's in a fight, he'll be a danger. That's the
Right,
thing. It doesn't
right.
matter who he's fighting against. That power, like, is legitimate power. It is legitimate scary. Like, you can see it. It's real
Yeah.
power. It's real punching power.
So
He has
here's
a
the
lot of.
question. Here's the
He's got a
question,
lot of
though.
flaws. He does have a
Yeah,
lot
he
of flaws.
does. He does. He does. We're gonna get on. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Here's the question. Here's the immediate question. Does the young Edgar Berlanga extend his record to 16 and 0? I say yes to 16 and 0, but big question is, does he extend this record of 16 and 0 with 16 first round knockouts against Ulysses Sierra? Does he
Tough
do it?
customer. Tough customer.
That's a tough guy indeed. I was looking at some film of his, very little that they have. But I was looking at some film, and he is quite a tough guy. So the question is to you guys out there: does the young Edgar Berlanga extend his 16 and 0 16 by knockouts in the very first round? Well, your boy D Jefferson has Edgar Berlanga by TK. Oh, and round one, baby. Let's go, young
Yeah,
Edgar.
I've gone with it too. Like, I mean, it's gonna be in the first two. You have to pick one of them.
All right. I think that Ulysses is a tough guy,
He's
but
open. He wants to exchange though. That's the thing. Like, he's the type of guy. He doesn't go onto the back foot looking to survive. He comes towards you looking to exchange. That's
that
fucking suicide. That's career
exactly.
suicide.
And not only that, what's even worse about him, from what I observed, is when he does go on the back foot, he immediately, and I mean immediately, goes into the high guard, which is the worst thing he can do once he starts getting pressured by Berlanga. That's absolutely the worst thing. Just back up in your high guard. Oh no, it hits too hard. So even if he
Way
got
too
to
hard.
guard up, he's gonna and he controls his engagement really well. Like he transitions his weight when he moves forward, and he's just throwing these fucking bombs. And if you just back up in your high guard like that, bro, your body's gonna be exposed or your top's gonna be exposed, and he's not gonna stop throwing. And if he taps you and hurts you, finishes very well. And so I just see this stylistically is all wrong for I just see it all wrong for Ulysses Sierra. All wrong. And I think Belonga's gonna extend it, man. First round, first round knockout. I mean, first round knockout. 16-0. I think he's gonna extend it. I see that fight. Uh, you know, I would like to see him though. I would like to see them go ahead and start moving him up because it's enough of the first round knockout. So now I want to start critiquing him and talking about this kid. He's gonna win, guys. But my thoughts on Edgar Berlanga because listen, we don't want another and let's not get it twisted. He won't be a Deontay Wilder per se, like just this guy, because he throws too many punches from too many angles. He works the body, changes levels and such. So, but he will become a limited fighter if you just keep. He'll get used to being able to beat up guys, and then he just like I said
Yeah.
about Dubois, Daniel Dubois was getting used to beating up guys, and then when you get in there with a guy that actually has a chin, imagine him getting in there with a fucking Marius Breidis, right? Where okay, now he can
Well,
take.
you're going from super middleweight to cruiser, but yeah,
I
I
don't
get your
give a
point.
fuck. I'm not saying that, but I was just a testament of
An
his chin because
example.
I can't think, yeah, of his chin because I can't think of no one in his division with a chin like Greatest. But I'm just saying, like, if he goes up
Well,
against a guy like that that can take a good hard
well,
punch
can I
and
give
keep
you
on the
can I
back.
give you a guy? Can I give you a guy in that division? Right,
Yeah, you
he's a
can
bit of a
probably give
journey.
me two.
He's a bit of a journeyman though, but he will fire back, and he's got an immense chin. Devin Alexander's brother, Vaughn Alexander,
Oh, Vaughn
very tough,
Alexander. Yeah, correct.
very tough
Correct.
guy. That'd be a great match for Edgar Berlanga. Great match, learning
He
fight.
needs that. He needs that because I can guarantee you Vaughn will give him at least 5 or 6 rounds. At least five. I would say at least five. I think Vaughn will give him at
Vaughn's
least
been the
five.
distance with Anthony Sims Jr. and Melikuzhev. He's tough. He's tough.
Yeah, yeah. If he could get past Vaughn, which I'm pretty sure he would, Bektamir Melikuzia next would be great. Got past Vaughn. That would be great. Because Bektamir, I think, is definitely a better boxer at this point. Vaughn is still green.
Mm-hmm.
Be a kid who can throw, who's offensive, uh, but has extreme power. He definitely, I think he has the power advantage over.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be an interesting fight, but I would definitely want to see him. You know, Melikuziev in 6 fights has more, first and foremost, rounds than Edgar Berlanga, but with the Vaughn and Alexander win, much more experience in pro boxing. And he only has 6 fights. And Berlanga
He's got
is going on.
quality. He's got some quality. He's gotten a couple of quality opponents in there, and he's got a much deeper
He
amateur
also
pedigree.
has.
His amateur pedigree is very, very helpful to him.
Mhm.
And he's not
Right,
an old
right.
guy
So,
himself. I think he's
although I
24.
feel Berlanga, yeah, no, he's young. So, although I believe Berlanga will win this, moving forward, I would like to see him step it up and get in there with a guy that's gonna with what he has and give him something to think about. This kid needs to adapt. First and foremost, they need to get him into doing foot drills. Stop with all of the fucking power throws because he's got that down pat. They need to work on this fucking jab. Okay. Get him to start setting these shots up. They need to get him jumping rope and work on his damn footwork, right? And for the love of God, they need to work on getting off center line. Now he moves his head, but when he starts launching these punches off, he's always there to be hit. These guys, I mean, he's so powerful. It's like these guys he's fighting, they're just looking to fucking survive. But when he gets in there with somebody who can take a punch and counter back, he's gonna be hit, man. He's gonna be hit. So you gotta start working on his technique, his footwork, working that jab, setting up these shots. Because if you have that type of power and you begin to set up these shots, oh man, how devastating you're gonna be.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. 100%. My whole thing is, though, like I just looked in the chat. Let's see. This isn't a shot at anyone. It's just Prime Fighting Champions is like Berlanga versus Darrell. Man, like stepping him up like that's mad. It's mad. Like maybe he could chin Darrell. Sure, he's got power, but at the same point, if Darrell takes him past 3 rounds, what then? Starts tying him up, using him on the inside, using his superior footwork. Starts bullying him, changing levels, changing paces. I mean, he needs experience. That's why I'm recommending Vaughn, because I think he can beat Vaughn in a boxing match. But he's going to get the rounds. He's going to get the experience. That's what Vaughn is there for.
Yeah. PFC punch drunk. You punch drunk, PFC. You see that power in that punch. You're getting punch drunk. You got to slow down. Put that glass down and stop getting punch drunk. Now, understand, this kid shows a lot of flaws. I love Edgar Berlanga. Like, again, I'm a fan. I have a bias for being a fan of his. But at the same time, you got to analyze this right. Don't be punch drunk with this guy because he has some serious flaws defensively and offensively even. Although he's so dominating powerfully, he has offensive flaws. So you got to slow down with him. We can't just thrust him up in there with guys that can take his punch, but outbox him, outthink him, higher IQ. We got to build this kid up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. He needs the experience, man. He needs the fighting experience. He looks good and stuff, but kid blowing out low-level opposition.
Yeah. The Cobras get it, Colbert. What's up, Uncle Bert? Apostrophe, what's good with you, bro? You just slid in. McBrown gone one. Charlo, Canelo, Andre, Jacobs, etc. all ducking Berlanga. Man, cut it out. Oh, man. They're not even thinking about Berlanga. I mean, absolutely not thinking about it. You got it. That list of names you just gave up, none of those guys are thinking
I didn't see any of them. Which were they?
Okay, hold on. Let me put that back up. All right. Wait. There we go. Carlo, Canelo, Andre, Jacobs, etc. are all ducking Berlanga. What I'm saying is none of them are thinking about it. Jacobs is thinking about his last big payday, and that's not going to come in the form of Berlanga. Andre is thinking about Selecki and Dusty Harrison or Canelo, so that's not going to come. Canelo, please don't even think about it. And Charlo, he ain't fight nobody but who I'll tell him. And I don't believe Al has Edgar Berlanga in the card. So, nope, none of those are gonna work. Guaranteed. None of those are gonna work. Chant Ross, he said, I picked Berlanga in 2 last fight and missed out. I can't miss this one. You know what? He's gonna fuck us all and get it in 2 today.
That's what I did last time too. I picked KO too. I was like, you know what?
I'm fucking crazy.
No, because I know Linnell Bellows. He's a tough guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I thought he might be I was thinking to myself, well, like Eric Milne brought him very close. You know what I mean? He nearly got out of there, but got destroyed in the last 10 seconds of the round, I was thinking, well, Bellows is a bit tougher and smarter. I was not expecting Linnell Bellows to start trying to exchange with him. I was so surprised at that. So surprised that Linnell Bellows was like, yo, I'm going to trade with this kid.
Fucking half of Berlanga's half of his resume is in 2019 alone. That's how really unprepared this kid is. Like, he fought, what, 6 times in 19? Or some crazy shit like that. He just kept fighting back to back because he got no work in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he only got picked up by top rank. Like he was still fighting out in Puerto Rico up until he got like 12 and all.
Well, he's at 168, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, Scythe, but he's at 168, yards at 175. And, you know, we don't know enough about Berlanga. See, that's the thing. When we talk about, we know Yard punches hard, right? Now, as far as work rate and activity, I think Berlanga, if Yard didn't knock him out, Yard would probably lose that fight, to tell you the truth. Because he tries to sit there and...
That's it. Berlanga's got stamina.
Yeah, that's that too. But, Yard gas tank is somewhat of an enigma as well. But Yard tries to fight with style, but the problem is he doesn't do enough to support that style. Like, you got to throw more body shots or have an efficient jab to fight with that style. He just kind of stands back there and fight with that style. And yeah, you got decent defense. You get punches, but you eat jabs like it's no tomorrow. So Yard has a lot of deficiencies, man. But I still think that, with Berlanga, he's too green. Put him in the ring with somebody. And then he's too small because Yard is at light heavyweight. So you can't start talking about him with guys that's above his weight class when he's not even proven in the weight class he's sitting in now. You know what I mean? Tracy McGrady, that's one of my good basketball players. Fuck you too, Tracy.
You know what? I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed that we've managed to give a 1 round or 2 round fight more than 10 minutes of airtime.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to kind of touch on Edgar Berlanga, how they're going to move him. Because that's the problem with a lot of these young guys. They come blazing into talent. They're not being moved right. It's unfortunate with Daniel Dubois. I mean, the kid's 23, and Frank had him in 15 fights, and I do believe that that's enough fights where he could have brought this kid up to beat Joe Joyce comfortably. And I'm not even capping or anything here, but it's the fact of how he was being moved, the level of competition, the guys he fought, and the lack of improvements I seen in Dubois. I knew he was going to lose to Joe Joyce, but had he been brought up differently, I think that he has enough raw talent and power and attributes to have beaten a Joe Joyce. If let's just say he was brought up like Joe Joyce was brought up, he beats Joe Joyce in market, but he wasn't even moved in that fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got to bring these kids up the right way. And with Berlanga, again, it's impressive, but enough of this. Enough of this knockout stretch. Enough of this bullshit. Let's start testing this kid. We see enough of his power. We need no more convincing of that. What we need to be convinced of now is his defense, his IQ, his footwork. You know what I'm saying? These are this inside fighting, his feigning, or the use of a jab. These are the things we need to start figuring out about Berlanga. We don't even need any more testaments of his power. So they need to start with this they're going to ruin.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and fans start getting so souped up. This is why we see all of these crazy fucking... Put him in the ring with Melo Kuzdown. Put him in there with Yard. Put him in there with this guy and that guy. Like, man, slow you down. Roll. Let this kid fucking grow before you get him knocked the fuck out or beaten up badly. Even if somebody don't knock him out, they'll beat him up and take his heart away or change the way you think about fighting, turn him into a different fighter. You don't want to do that. You want to own that raw energy and talent. You know what I mean? You don't want to have a fighter with all of that potential, but a lack of confidence. You can do that by putting them in the ring with all of these nobodies, and then putting them in there with somebody that can really box. And they're still kids, man. They're young. You can take that confidence away from them doing that. A boxer with no confidence, forget about it. I don't care what if he has no confidence, it's absolutely a wrap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. The Oh shit! What? I just lost my. Oh yeah. Matt Coraball. Is he getting too old? Is his shoulder injury and the layoff and blase this and that? Because here's what I think about that fight, and I'm actually surprisingly interested in that fight, right? Uh, with Ronald Ellis, because here's what I think about that fight. I literally think, without the injury at play, I literally feel that Matt Korobov is just wrong for Ronald Ellis. But his age factor, the layoff, and that shoulder comes into play. I think that Matt Korobov is all wrong as a boxer for Ronald Ellis. I don't, you know, Ronald Ellis could beat him tonight, especially if his shoulder goes out again or some dumb shit like that. But I think Matt Korobov, even at 37, is too much for Ronald Ellis. What do you think?
Well, my whole thing is if he's not shot from injury, you know, if he's
That's
shot
it.
from injury, if he's shot from injury, he loses. If he's made a good enough recovery, because he has had the time off now since the Eubank fight and the injury, um, I think he should be able to. Oh Jesus, Ellis is 5 pounds overweight.
5 pounds, dude. So is the fight off? Tell me the fight not off.
No, it's not off because it's not a championship fight.
Okay. Mika, thank you for stopping by and kicking it with us. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Micah,
That
I
five
want to
pound
say,
weight difference makes me think Ellis is going to win this.
yeah, let me say that. Let me say Micah, because I'm looking at your icon. I want to call you Micah. Appreciate it. So all right, Micah. Micah, don't spam, because I'll have to boot you.
I think it's pronounced Mika.
Mika. I said Mika at first, but look, man, it's different culture, so I don't want to offend anyone. In the American culture, if somebody's name's Micah, you call him Mika. You know, Mika here is feminine, so whatever. Ronald Ellis, 17, 1 and 2 with 11 knockouts versus Matt Coraball, 28-3-1 with 14 knockouts, 10 round middleweight showtime. Yeah, man, that's the one I was just on. Um, I don't know, man. It's Korobov is such an enigma, but I just had to go and pick with. I can't lean on the injury and say, okay, he'll get injured and get in the fight. I just didn't even factor that in, and I just kind of looked at the two fighters, and I just have to hope that Korobov is who he's been, and then I think he wins the fight. Should he not be, then I'm with Mark. He'll probably lose the fight, and I'll get the pick wrong, but so be it. But if his body and shit holds up, then I think Mac Korobov beats him in a decision.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked Matt Korobov by decision for that fight. Everybody, Matt
Me too.
Korobov. You did too? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, man, Ronald Ellis I mean, let's be serious. Not, he's not any good.
He's
It's
okay.
just no good. I don't even think he's okay, man. I'm not impressed. Martin Okolie, Martin Okolie. I don't know if we touched on this fight.
No.
Sergey Kuzman, Martin Okolie. This is actually an interesting weekend of
This
boxing.
fight is way more interesting than people make it out to be. I've picked Okolie, not confident,
Right.
because people see the power like against certain level opposition and whatever. But one thing people are failing to understand is, first of all, I don't think he was injured in that fight with Michael Hunter. I don't think he injured his shoulder. I think his heart failed him. I think that's what Martin Bacolli's issue is: his heart. I think he's a bully, Dave, right? And once
Uh-huh.
you give it back to him enough, he'll fail. And one thing I know about Sergey Kuzmin is, whether he comes in good shape or bad shape, he's not going to stop trying.
No, he has a ton of heart, bro. And like I said, a sneaky overhand and with both hands, really, he can, pop you with that sneaky overhand. So yeah, he does have a ton of heart, but sometimes he puts himself in so much danger by just putting his head down and flailing shots like that. And Okolie hit hard, man. He does hit hard.
So
So,
does Kuzmin.
huh? Yeah,
So does
Kuzma.
Kuzmin.
Yeah, Kuzma does hit hard. So I
Mm.
don't know, man. I think you might have something there with Okolie and his heart. I wouldn't argue that. Which is traditional with bullies, right? They find that right guy that stack up and say, "Hey, fuck you, punk," and then it's, no longer are they bullying that person. So
It's gonna be great while this fight like when whoever wins this fight's gonna be this is gonna be one that people will enjoy because both guys will come forward and both guys exchange. Nothing more you can ask for from 250-pound heavyweights.
hey, Chat Ross said, Nika, Micah, Samuel, same difference. Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
about Samuel, and Samuel?
Yeah. All right. They all spell the same too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So hey, that Carry On Conway fight, is that canceled?
Yeah, he's no longer fighting it. It's Kieran, by the way. Kieran Conway. Kieran Conway is no longer fighting against Sissoko. He's fighting McGowan instead, so
All
that'll be
right.
void.
Fucking voided fights. I hate voided
That
fights.
fight's actually on next on this card.
All right, so here's one that's not too exciting to talk about. Not too bad though. Just but not too exciting. Just a name. Huey Fury. People know who he is. Huey Fury fighting Mariusz Vach. I believe.
That fight
Uh,
literally spells right. Can I just
go
give
go ahead.
the
Go ahead.
shortest breakdown in boxing history on this fight?
Go
It's
right
very
ahead.
short. It's very simple and it's very easy. Marius Vach has a very big chin. Huey Fury is feather fisted. Marius Vach's feet are gone now. Huey Fury can box. There you go. What does that tell you? Decision.
Easy. And like I didn't look at the fight. I didn't look at anything surrounding the fight. Basically, I look at their records, who they fought, and I watched the footage. I didn't do any of that. I just put Huey Fury decision, right? Because look, this is nothing that takes any rocket science or anything to think about. You know what I mean? Huey Fury by decision. Mariusz Vach, he might even get stopped by a pillow fisted guy. I doubt it, but anything's possible. Because Vach, what the fuck is Vach gonna do to beat Huey Fury? I don't
Well,
know,
he'll
man.
throw punches. Vach will throw punches, but Huey's got a good chin himself.
Yeah, he does. He does. He
Ask
actually has.
Alexander Povetkin. Ask Kubrat Pulev if he's got a good chin when Kubrat Pulev had his face busted open and couldn't get him out of there.
Right.
He's got a chin.
He does. He does. And that's the thing. And I don't see Vach really presenting to. He moves too well, and Vach doesn't. Right. So that's the first thing. So even if Vach does get inside or something and land a couple of good punches, he's not gonna take Fury out with just one punch.
No.
Tyson Fury. If Tyson Fury had that Huey Fury, type thing, he would be even that much better. Because I
The
think Huey
Huey's
got a
chin
better
on
chin than
Tyson Fury's
Tyson.
car. That's crazy.
Right. I think Huey Fury definitely has a better chin than Tyson. You know. G Garcia said, "What up? Just chopped in. Salute to all. What time does the fight come on? 6 o'clock Eastern. From what I know, the first part.
Florian Marku just got a draw against Stewart, and he's pissed.
Oh shit.
He's pissed. I was watching it in bits and pieces, and even though Stewart was landing some shots, I felt like Marku was doing the stronger work, more power shots. But Stewart was getting awesome, but I wasn't scoring it. You know what I mean? I was just looking at it in pieces. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, I was watching parts of it too. Yeah, it was. I was just watching it. Yeah, he hit him to the body, dropped him. I thought that was good enough to win the little 8 rounder.
He was getting beat up the rest of the time. Willie Williams in the building. What's good with you, Willie Williams? Samuel Shaw, what's good? What's good? Mi hermano, my Mexican friend. Mando Solo, what's up? What's up? What's up with your brother? Anthony Willis. Oh, you been in here, Willis. What
All
you
right.
talking about?
Anyway, I'm gonna drop off because in a couple minutes my good friend Kieran's gonna fight. All right, so I'm gonna pay close attention to
All
it.
right, Mark. Thanks for your insight, bro. Thanks for your input. Appreciate you. You know you
Yes,
always
sir.
know.
What's good on Rival Boxing Talk?
Have a good one, Ronald. Have a good one, day. Take care, gents. Everybody in the chat, enjoy the fights.
All right, bro. So, guys, yeah. So, Ronald, since you just up here, can you see the screen?
What's up?
Can you see the screen?
Your screen? Yeah, I see your screen.
All right. So, all these guys are fighting tonight, and I'm gonna let you have the floor because Mark and I talked about these guys, but I want to get your thoughts on these guys that I have on the screen. Then there's one fight I just forgot to put the picture up there, but it's another particular fight I want your thoughts on. Go ahead. You can start with who you want. Matter of fact, y'all could go one at a time. So, all right, put it this way. Let's start with Chris Colbert. Ronald, what do you think about Chris Colbert fight tonight? He's fighting Jaime Arbadela. Arboleda. Yeah, Arboleda.
Arboleda. Arboleda. I never seen Arboleda fight before. I seen Chris Colbert fight a few times. He starts off slow, but then he kind of tries to figure his opponent out. I kind of see him like at a split decision at this point. I'm hoping he can get a split decision. You know,
That's pretty good
and
assessment. That's the way I got it. I think Chris Colbert's overrated, but I already gave my thoughts on him. So let's get a tangible thoughts on this fight. What do you think? A tangible Chris Colbert and Jaime Arboleda.
Colbert on points.
Yeah. Break it down, intangible. Don't be so fucking boring, man. Shit.
I mean, what really is there to break down? Arboleda. Haven't seen much of his fights, so I'm just gonna pick with what I know. Like
Yeah.
I don't know enough to be able to actually break it down that much. In all
No,
honesty.
okay. Respect. I can't say nothing about that. Yeah, well, I think both of you guys. I seen a little work from Arboleda, and I think both of you guys have picked well. I also picked Chris Colbert by decision. The thing is this: Ron made a good point about Chris Colbert starting off slow, and depending on how slow he starts off, like if it takes him 4 or 5 rounds, Arboleda is the kind of fighter that, because Chris Colbert's not a power puncher, right? So we can't look at him just getting this guy out of here. So he does have enough activity to snatch up 4 rounds to one, which could put Chris Colbert in some trouble, and he's no power puncher himself. So um, if he does do that, and then once he does loosen up, he better take over that fight and close that gap, or we can see a split decision, a draw, or him possibly losing a close fight. The thing with him losing in a close fight, I don't think the politics will allow it. Lil B Hop will win. if it's they'll rob Arboleda. I hate to say that shit, bro, but come on, man. They'll give him the shot. 8-4 Arboleda by all our cards. It'll be 7-5 Chris Colbert. So anyway, Shakur Stevenson, Toka Clary, intangible.
Toka Clary is a little bit awkward. He gave Kid Galahad a decent fight. But I think Shakur Stevenson should just be too skilled for him. I don't see him being able to hurt Stevenson. I just see Stevenson being able to just outbox him. I don't think Toka Clary possesses enough work rate to really be able to disrupt Stevenson. I just don't see him winning. He's not a world level opponent.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's how Mark and I pretty much had it because he's a domestic level guy. Even though he was great at domestic level, he was really good at the domestic level, right? But man, domestic level and world level is different, right? Just that alone. Some fighters in the U.S. Now, traditionally, the U.S. is a good place to learn boxing and you'll face competition. But some guys, like, you gotta figure and know all the styles. Especially you fighting like all US based fighters. Then you get out and you face some of these other styles. Even domestic level US fighters go out and they get beaten. Right. So you gotta kind of spread your gotta get that knowledge from different styles, different fighters.
Yeah.
It's just Shakur Stevenson is, top notch at world level. His only question, which Mark and I was covering earlier, which is not really to me a question. It's a question to a lot of people, but I don't really rate his power. I think that he lacks power at this point.
He's a good body puncher, but the only way he can really score knockouts is if he comes out in very high volume. Like he was struggling to even hurt Felix Carballo.
Right.
Like he actually had to work him inside for a good 4 or 5 rounds to actually be able to really hurt him after round 1 when he dropped him.
Yeah, we just heard about that PSK, a draw. Yeah, they gave him the shaft. They gave him the shaft on that. Mark Kirby deserves to be pissed. Yep, I didn't see the fight, but I heard he should have won that. Look to Fury can land I don't know. He's not that's something that he and Tyson Fury have in common. They're not the biggest punchers in the world. Joe DC, what's good? What's good with your brother? It actually feels like a big fight. It is. It is an extreme fight night tonight, man. Some good fights on. BBOC need to investigate Marcus McDonald for the ref judgment. Yeah, man. Hey, I think that's a hard task for a ref to officiate and judge a fight. I think people need to be easy on some of those referees that do the officiating and the judging. It's a lot to keep up with.
I just realized Evan Holyfield is fighting today.
Really? What card?
Yeah. Some card in Georgia. Cassius Chaney's also fighting on that card. Pretty much nobody else notable.
Evan Holyfield is fast and explosive, but he's raw as hell. He needs to keep training, but he has a lot of potential, man. This kid's so fast and explosive. I watched him in 3 of his fights, and he's got that athletic gene, that's for sure. He definitely got that. Judge from Lil John said, D. Johnson, bro, you hit the nail on the head with being able to notice different styles. Yeah, appreciate that, fam. Appreciate that. Said apologies, falling at 3%. Charge that motherfucker up. So intangible. Edgar Berlanga.
Never seen his opponent before. He looks out of shape. Berlanga stops him. One round.
First round? Yeah. I mean, I really think that that's the consensus anyway from everybody. First round stoppage. That's what I picked. I'm going for the streak, but I want them to put him in there with an opponent. with you. Enough of, you know, before you jumped on, I was saying this about Berlanga. Enough of this knockout food, right? Like we don't need that. This kid has too much potential, and he has much to work on to keep putting him into these knockout fights. You know, the potential is there, the power is there, so we know that. We don't need. He throws good punches, like it's not just a one punch killer. You know, he has power in both hands. He'll utilize the uppercuts, the hooks, the body shots. He'll utilize all of that. Okay, now we need to hone these other skills. Get him into work training because his footwork is less than to be desired. You know, moving that head around, getting off center line because he gets off center line. You know, sometimes and he goes into the high guard, but when he goes into this offensive attack, he doesn't get off center line and move that head at all. And the guy that can counter well or take a shot and throw back, they're gonna pop him. And you know what I mean? So just gonna have to see about the kid. He's too raw. Some things he need to work on. And these knockout rounds, first round knockouts, that's not helping him. It's not helping him. I mean, it's impressive for a record and a streak because he's already going to do that with another first round knockout on there. You know, so that's impressive. So it's good for that, but we need to start bringing this kid up. That's how I feel about Bologna.
How old is he? Like 21? Not really much pressure to at this point.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's 21 to 20, like that. Yeah. Edgar Berlanga. Let's see. Yeah, he's 23. 23. So, yeah, really young. Same age as Chill, which that's why these kids like this, I think the time for them to lose is now. You know what I mean? Forget about all that, oh, must not go and all that bullshit. The time for them to lose a fight is now. This is when they need it. 25 from I guess they coming in now from 19 to 25. That's the time you need to take your loss. You know, build on it, you know, move up the right way. You take your loss at 25. Nothing, no problem, no sweat. Get back in the gym, work on why you lost, then become great. But all of this foolishness and these easy touches and all of that, man, they're not doing these kids any favors. They're not doing them any favors because they're not going to get better like that. So the one that I don't have up here intangible and break it down and stop being so fucking boring. But anyway, Felix Verdejo and Hisashi Nakatani.
This is a fight I think I can break down. No, I think this is the best fight of the day in terms of parity. I don't think the fight is necessarily the greatest in terms of styles clash and the excitement of the fight, as I believe both guys will be fairly low volume. Nakatani fights a relatively conservative, somewhat minimalistic style. He doesn't have a super high rate of activity, but his 1-2 is very nice. He's got very long arms. He's very tall. Verdejo, I think, actually has a slight reach advantage, but he's shorter than Nakatani. Nakatani works best fighting in the center of the ring. Verdejo, I think, is likely going to be fighting outside. I think he's going to be likely fighting near the perimeter of the ring. And I think what Verdejo needs to do to win this fight is move to his right more often, because against Lozado, he was just easy to time and walk down. He was moving exclusively to his left, just trying to escape. But I don't think Nakatani, even though I think he's a better fighter than Lozado, he's not going to be going to the extent that Lozado was in terms of his pressure and volume. I think he's going to be trying to sit in the center of the ring and control him and keep him back near the ropes so he can pot shot and get shots off and score. But I think Nakatani, I think if Verdejo moves to his right a bit more, the right hand's going to be open. That is the shot Teofimo was able to consistently land against Nakatani, because Nakatani keeps his left hand very low. I'm favoring Nakatani to win the fight.
Right.
But I think some are underestimating Verdejo. I think this is a 50-50 type of a fight where Verdejo definitely can win, even fairly. Politically, you'd probably have to favor Verdejo. That's how I kind of see it. It's a tough fight.
Yeah, well, I got Nakatani stopping him in the 7th round, and not easily though. So when I say, a lot of people think because I pick a stoppage or something, like I think he's gonna wash him. No, I think that Felix Verdejo. This is a fight where look, check this out. This is a fight
Mhm.
where I think could go 5 rounds to 2, or let me say 5 rounds, 4 rounds to 2. Felix Verdejo up 4 rounds to 2, but they all really close rounds. All of them really close rounds. But Felix Verdejo is up on the cards 4 rounds to 2, and Nakatani
Yeah,
stops him in the 7th.
that's how I kind of see it. This is a
I can
fight
see it
that's
going like that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, like I said, the way that these styles kind of clash, the way Nakatani fights minimalistic but sharp, doesn't waste any shots, and Alfredo likes to box off the back foot. You're gonna see a fight where rounds come down to a couple shots and a couple of sequences and which ones you prefer.
right, right. Dixon Cash, what's up with you, brother? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so I think, and I think that I don't know, man. I look at these fights, bro, and I don't like to sound arrogant, unless I'm joking. Of course, y'all know sometimes like, nah, come see DJF and all of that bullshit, the prediction league. So unless I'm joking, when I'm really being serious, I don't want to come off arrogant, but I just think that a lot of times people don't see certain things I see because Nakatani, I I don't agree with a lot of the assessments I'm hearing of him, just concerning his offense. Mark, I think Mark is more along the lines of what you were saying. And I told him earlier, I don't agree with that. I think Nakatani utilizes his hands more than you guys see. Now that's just my opinion. And if I'm wrong on that, this is where my prediction will pretty much come off wrong. One thing for sure is we all do have Nakatani. I think you and Mark have him by decision. I have him by stoppage. No. Mark actually picked Verdejo by decision because he said he think that Nakatani can beat Verdejo by decision. I don't think he'll get the favorable judging. Um, which I tend to lean toward that kind of thinking. Uh, because of Verdejo, who he is, and you know what I mean. Split decision for Verdejo should win this. Yeah, that's not a bad pick, Ron. That's actually a good pick. I'm kind of on the ledge. You say you going with Nakatani by decision, intangible.
Yeah, like a close decision. It's
If
I
you
really
let me give
I'm
you
actually kind of going back and forth. I keep going back and forth on this,
let me give you
honestly.
some advice, fam, and I'm being dead serious here. I was thinking about picking Nakatani by stoppage or Verdejo by decision. But what I was not going to do was pick Nakatani by decision. So if you see it, if you analyze in the fight and you see it as a close fight, then just for prediction league purposes or even betting purposes, you have to account for the politics in it. And Mark made a good point. This could be one of those things where Bob won't interfere and let Verdale know, hey kid, this is the test because Bob wanna, make sure he has a comfortable investment. So he won't interfere and it'll be even judging. Or it could be one of those things where Bob is comfortable with what he sees and it's gonna be, favorable judging for Verdejo. And
Yeah,
should that be the case, fam? Like they're gonna 7-5, 8-4 fight. Nakatani don't get it.
it's a 10
So
round fight, so 7-3.
oh yeah, 10 round fight. So six would be 6-4 or 7-3. I think Nakatani gets the shaft, man.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, sometimes it's a bit of a toss up whether politics will kind of come into play because Yard versus Arthur, like that fight was, I had Arthur winning the fight definitely, but I thought it was close enough to where they could easily give this fight to Yard by UD, and they gave it to Arthur.
No, I
Sometimes
didn't think so.
boxing shocks me.
I didn't think so. But Frank Warren exhausted all of his resources in the Dubois fight. Had no more resources for that fight.
I guess so.
Ronald,
He didn't have enough money to pay them damn judges.
appreciate you, Ronald. Appreciate you with the super sticker. Appreciate that, brother. Yeah, man. Like, come on, man. That, damn. So the big fight in tandem, the big fight. Anthony Joshua, Brad Pulev. How does Pulev? I'm gonna ask you this, Angela. How does Kubrat Pulev win this fight?
Draw Joshua in and throw a bunch of prayers and hope you land something.
And
That if he tries to get inside of Joshua, I saw someone on Twitter try to say that Pulev needs to close the distance in this fight. That person must be incompetent, must not have seen Pulev enough, because Pulev does not fight on the inside very well at all. He has no inside game. Why would he try to close the distance against Joshua? If he tries to close the distance, he'll get sent to hell with an uppercut. At range, Joshua, people like to say Pulev has a great jab, and if he battles him, if he gets into a war of the jabs, he's still going to lose that because his defense against jabs is very poor. He has a good jab himself, but he's got relatively slow feet. Maybe the weight loss, he's trying to sort of up his foot speed a bit, but he has little to no upper body movement either. His defense is very poor. He holds his guard up. It's just,
he
I don't
holds
know.
his guard up too high and expose his body. And
it's wide.
Yeah. And Anthony Joshua was a damn good body puncher. So, look, man, I'm glad you put it the way you put it, because if the same question was turned to me, how does Pulev win this fight? My immediate answer would be like, he doesn't. Because I cannot find a way Pulev wins. That would be my immediate answer. He doesn't. What do you mean, how does he win this fight? Anthony Joshua sprang his ankle and he wins by technical decision. That's how he wins the fight. But anything outside of that fucker ain't winning this fight. And he's going to be stopped. And I believe he's going to be stopped early. I picked 5th round for the prediction league. But check this out, Intangible. I got a 670% profit ticket going on Bovada because I put Nakatani, Saosha Nakatani, for the upset at plus 250. And then on the same chicken parlay, a 2-teamer, I put Anthony Joshua 1st round knockout. 620. Look, it's a $67.40 off of $1 bet if it hits. Now, if Anthony Joshua, because you know why I made that bet, Intangible? Because I know you probably, because like the reality is Joshua could go in there and just put this motherfucker out in the 1st round.
He could.
Yeah, he could.
Like you guys, I'm sure you guys have seen the Klitschko versus Pulev fight. The first minute went by, it was a little bit awkward. Pulev was just trying to establish his jab. It was looking a bit cagey. And then as soon as Klitschko lets go of a left hook, fucking Pulev dies, like, briefly. And then he gets dropped again. Pulev is in horrible condition. Can't walk. Gets up, is about to fall down again. And Klitschko then just plays it safe the rest of the round. Had he just started swinging back, Pulev probably would have fallen over again and you would have stopped him.
All right. And which we know Joshua's an animal when he gets you hurt. He's an animal. He's a finisher. Sometimes, to his own detriment. That's how Billy and White popped his ass. But the thing is this, once he hits you buzzed or something, he jumps on you, pounces on you. You know what I mean? And so Pulev would have definitely, I agree with you, he would have been out had that been Joshua, which it could be Joshua tonight, which sounds like, whatever. I mean, seriously, a lot of fighters we consider as ATGs have an L on their record. Shit, most of them. Way more than not, bro. You know how many fighters? It's not even a lot of fighters that, like, we got to get rid of this fucking undefeated shit. It's not even common. It's an anomaly in itself. When you look at all the boxers that have fought, ending the career undefeated is an anomaly in itself. You guys get this? In all of combat sports, not just boxing, Muay Thai, MMA, doesn't matter, man. Like, nobody fucking, it's like the 4-bout undisputed is more common than ending your career with no losses. Like, much more common.
Let's check out champions who've ended their career undefeated. Mayweather, Jimmy Berry, Lopez, Harry Simon, Kawasaki, Valero.
Marciano.
Yeah, Marciano. Not a lot.
Right. I mean, look, it's not even a lot to cover there, guys. And you know how many boxers it was that competed? I don't even know that number, but it's multiple thousands of boxers that has competed in pro boxing. Multiple, more double-digit thousands of boxers, fam. So, like, talking less than fucking 10. Man, fuck that L. Most of the greats. Manny Pacquiao's a walking ATG. He got 7 damn losses on his record. Ain't nobody care about no loss.
I have Johnny Dundee, I think 11th or 12th on my all-time list. He has 73 losses, including newspaper decisions.
Holy shit. Chuck Ross said D loves his dollar bets. Yeah, I did, because it's not really gambling to me, count. Like 1 week I can gamble $6. I give kids on the corner selling waters $2 a piece and not even take the water, just give it to them, just for the hell of it. You know what I mean? So it's not like that's not even gambling. You start gambling like $50 on a fight or a parlay ticket, then that's gambling to me, and I don't really do that. You know, this little dollar parlays is just fun. It's to make the fight more exciting because I'm just betting $1 on it, but just the thrill of winning like $67 on $1 bet. It makes the fight exciting. Sometimes even if it's a boring fight, it just makes it more exciting. You can win or lose, you know. Just kind of do it for the fun of it. And I stick to $1. That's why y'all always hear me say dollar bets, dollar bets. You know, when dollars pay off. Hell yeah, Ron. Wiki Wright and Sweet Pea both have L's. Yeah, my boy. That's my favorite boxer of all time. That's my favorite. Not my greatest. That would be Sam Langford, but Pernell Whitaker is my favorite of all time. All time favorite boxer, Pernell Whitaker. I'm not from UK. I fear Anthony Joshua. Watch out for Pulev. Sickening body shot. Man, please. Powerful jab, my eye. That dude got a 48% knockout ratio. If he had a powerful jab, it would definitely be more than that. And he's not fought the highest level of competition, Nixon. Pulev ain't got no power like that, man. And all of this nonsense about what Ruiz did to Joshua. Ruiz, first and foremost, throws more than 2 punches like Pulev does. Ruiz, secondly, hand speed is enormously faster than Pulev. And Ruiz knows how to get his damn hands up. And Pulev does it, man. At least Andy Ruiz knows how to use the damn high guard. Pulev leave himself there to get his clock clean. And that's what Anthony Joshua gonna do tonight. Clean his damn clock. Watch what I tell you, man. Ali and Lennox both have L's. They all got them. They all got them. Most of them anyway. Parker asked the referee. I mean, oh yeah. Well, guys, I'm getting ready to shut this one down. I just wanted to talk about these fights this weekend real quick. Like I said, I wasn't going to run this live because I'm doing these cards tonight. John Daly. John don't want to let me leave. All right, fuck it. Let's rock. Let's talk about it. For the love of sports, John, let's talk about it. What do you think about Edgar Berlanga tonight? Does he go 16-0 with 16 first round knockouts, John?
I'd be lying if I said I knew anything about that fight, dude. I don't know enough about Berlanga to really say. I've heard you and Mark break it down. You're both confident it's going to be a first round knockout. So I don't know.
Yeah, you know anything about his opponent?
That's what I mean. I know nothing about it, D. I'm not.
Oh, you know nothing about the fight in general.
Yeah, I'm not up on it at all.
Okay.
The one thing that I've been interested in this week that I've seen was normally I dread the idea of watching a Lawrence Okolie fight because Lawrence doesn't use his attributes at all. But when I saw him in the public workout this week, I saw him using a stiff jab. And he's switched trainers, hasn't he? He's with Shane McGuigan. So I'm actually optimistic that we're going to see an entertaining fight from Lawrence for possibly the first time.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think no, I mean I do agree. You talking Lawrence Okolie, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about Lawrence Okolie. No,
Yeah, I do.
normally I've got no time for him whatsoever, to be honest, because he's got something, but it's like he doesn't know how to use his height and his reach, and
Right,
I just can't sit through a hug fest. I don't like watching it.
right.
But
And
what I saw in the public workout, I saw what looked like a good jab. So I don't know that Lawrence is going to do it under the lights, and I think he's got a fairly easy opponent to sort of practice on. But I'm hoping I'm going to see a decent jab from Lawrence tonight. Which
Jizuki is tough though, and I don't think Lawrence
I'm
is
not
just gonna.
necessarily I'm not necessarily saying an easy knockout. I just want to see him utilize his height and his reach and fight him on the outside instead of just cuddling all the time. Like Lawrence falls in and holds when he doesn't need to.
He only has a couple of inches on Jizuki. Jizuki's tall too.
But what's the reach? Because Lawrence has got long arms for his height.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the reach. I don't. I know it's like the height is 6'5", 6'3". So, and I think if I'm not mistaken, Jizuki is 6'3.5". So it's only like an inch and a half
Yeah,
difference in height.
I don't think it's on height. I think it's more reach. Like, hasn't Lawrence got like an 80-inch reach?
Yeah. He's got some gorilla arms for sure.
Yeah. No, it's more about the reach because Lawrence has got zero inside the game anyway.
He said
He's got none. But if he could jab body and head to set up his right hand, that would make it a much better proposition to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what I saw him doing on the pads. Sorry.
Yeah, my taker says AJ will duck Wilder and avoid mentioning him after the fight. Well, my taker, I don't think he has to mention him after the fight when he's actually already mentioned him before the fight because he said he wants to first handle business. So it wouldn't be ducking Wilder because there's no business to handle with Wilder. What he meant about handling business was either satisfy this deal with Alexander Usyk or getting the rematch. I mean, the 4-belt undisputed match with Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua working. Now, he mentioned that he would prefer and they're looking to get the match with Tyson Fury. So Wilder's not in the cards, nor should he be, because he has nothing to be in the cards. But AJ has already made it clear, if you missed this, mind taker, that after, should he be successful against Tyson Fury, he plans to mark the rest of the so-called top of the heavyweights off of his list, which means, and he said clearly, he will fight the Dillian Whites again, the rematch, the Wilders, these guys people believe are the best guys. This is what Anthony Joshua wishes to do. He wishes to be great. Even after going 4-belt undisputed, he still wants to fight the best guys. That's nothing but trying to be great, known as by far, hands down, the best heavyweight in this era, because I'll keep it real. My guy Tyson Fury, if he wins that, I'm telling you guys now, he's not going to seek to fight all of the best guys after that. No, Tyson Fury's probably going to fight one or two more fights, milk the system for what it's worth, and shoot on over to the WWE. He's not going to seek to be any greater like Joshua is. So, guys, I'm telling you, man, stop sleeping on AJ. Although I think Tyson Fury beats him. And let's not get it twisted because I'm a Tyson Fury fan.
Can I just make a point there, D? I think people have got to understand with AJ, chasing greatness is his only motivation because he's already got enough money. Last year, his purses were like $100 million. So to keep on fighting, he needs some sort of motivation. And I believe that his motivation really is to like be great, because otherwise he could start dropping belts. He could just, try and fiddle about and get easy decisions. But whatever anybody wants to say about Pulev, he's not a bum. He is a legitimate top 10, top 15 heavyweight. It's not a soft touch, and it's a mandatory fight. He could drop the belt if you just want him to just mess about. He's he's defended his belts. He's taken on all the mandatory requirements he's been asked to do. And if anyone's got a case to answer about ducking, out of Deontay Wilder's own mouth, he said he turned down more money from AJ to fight Fury in a recent interview. And like your point said, AJ said that he'll fight him. He says he doesn't care he lost to Fury. He says he'll still fight him.
Right. And what now? Fury said he don't give a damn about 4 belt. So I don't. That's why I say I don't want to hear nothing about Fury. Don't want to fight AJ because I hear people, whispering that type of nonsense. First and foremost, his team is already in negotiations on a 2-fight deal. So that's number one. Number two, when they start, hold up, because I'm going to defend my guy Fury. Fuck all that shit. I'm not trying to hear this Fury don't want to fight AJ. Because again, Eddie Hearn confirmed and Fury side confirmed that they were in negotiations for a 2-fight deal. Fury, AJ. That's number one. So that does not say to me Fury don't want to fight AJ. Number two, when they were talking about the damn WBC belt, Fury said himself he don't care about those belts. He wants to fight Joshua because that's the only thing left for him. So I ain't gonna hear this dumb shit about Fury, not wanting to fight AJ.
Can I say something on this as well? Eddie Hearn has said he's got a site fee from Saudi agreed already, where both fighters will get a purse of £100 million, not dollars, £100 million each. So Tyson Fury, if his heart's not in it, he's still going to take that money so he can retire. How much did he make for fighting Wilder? $20 million?
I thought 30. I thought they paid 30.
Well, okay, let's call it 30.
It might have been 20.
Let's just call it 30 because my point is he's got to make the same money he's going to get offered to fight AJ. He's going to have to fight 3 fights. So why would he turn that type of money down? Like if it all goes wrong, I can see him retiring if he took a bad beating off AJ, but he'll retire £100 million richer. So there's no risk. The reward is too great. Why would you turn that down? Why would any boxer turn that down?
I honestly believe, and this is something I've not really talked about with anyone, but I honestly believe if Fury doesn't win the first fight, they don't have the second fight.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the thing is, from Fury's point of view, he'll make so much money he can retire.
Right.
So
well, I mean,
there's no reason.
But John, look, if it's $100 million deal, right? Then it would be 50 first fight, 50 second fight. So he would get half the money. Now, $50 million.
No. That's not the deal. So the deal is the Saudi site fee.
Okay.
Will enable, and Eddie Hearn says he's already got that deal done. So the site fee is something like £250 million, which means the purses, because it's 50-50, can be £100 million each for the first fight. And Hearn says he's got that deal with the Saudis already.
And then he's got $50 million to play with. That's crazy, fam. That's crazy. Yeah, man, because they have money to burn. And that's why, I think you guys are gonna get cheated out of that fight. And I think that's atrocious, but money makes the world go round, and these suits are gonna chase after that money. And I think it's terrible because, 2 British fighters, man, I don't care what people consider Fury as gypsy and all this other shit. I heard all about it, but it's still, in my eyes, 2 British fighters going for it all.
But at the end of the day, Tyson Fury is born in Withenshaw Hospital, which is a hospital in the city of Manchester. So he's from Manchester. Whatever else anybody wants to say about it, that's where he's from.
Right. So it's 2 British fighters for all the money. Yeah,
Yeah,
So
but I mean, I kind of get it being in Saudi, and for most people, because it'll come on the TV at a good time for the UK audience, it it's not like it's in Las Vegas. That would be much worse because it would be as expensive, possibly more expensive to go to Vegas, and everybody wasn't going to go anyway. Because let's face it, millions of people are going to tune in to watch that, and the biggest stadium's going to hold 100,000 people. So it's still, more for the TV than it is for the people going. It's a much better time for us. It'll probably come on at 9 p.m. in the evening for us over here if it's in Saudi.
yeah, probably.
And
So
and, and
I
it's
don't
and
know what
it's
time it's on.
cheaper. It's cheaper to travel to Saudi than it is to go to Vegas. So if you really want to go, it could be an amazing experience, and it's not really that far.
Yeah, yeah. Man, Roy, stop hating on Deontay Wilder, man. Cut that out. That was because he picks his opponents wisely. Yeah, yeah. AJ's the man. What up, Ron? What you wanted to say something about these fights?
Yeah, I wanted to go to the Berlanga, then go to the middle guy, and then go to Shakur Stevenson. Oh yeah, AJ, the middle guy, man in the middle, the elephant in the room today.
Well, go ahead real quick, because I'm getting ready to get out of here. But drop those gems. What you got, Ron? What you got?
Yo, Berlanga is such a strong fighter. He throws great combinations. I see him getting a KO again. It might be the first round, but I picked like just a KO, and then I see AJ knocking Pulev out in the 5th round, and then I see Shakur Stevenson. That's going to be a good fight. He's fighting somebody with experience. I think the dude's like 28 and 2 or 19 KOs or something, and Shakur is like 14 and 8. But it's like no O's on his, he got all O's still on his record. But I see that as a good fight too. So yeah, that's going to be a great fight between Shakur. I like the way he fights, man. He's a great boxer, Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, yeah. All right, keep it moving. It's all on you.
So I see Shakur Stevenson getting another KO. I don't pick like which round anymore on certain fights, but I think he's going to KO this dude. Toka Clary.
Toka Clary, yeah, Toka Clary. I got it by decision, but what do you think about the big fight, the big fella?
AJ, I see AJ with a vicious uppercut. I think they're gonna be fighting in close. If AJ can take his power early, I think AJ is gonna like not be scared to like mix it up with him a little bit because he's slower than AJ. So AJ gonna probably get off more 1-2s and stuff like that.
Thanks, John. Appreciate you, John. Go ahead.
I see him knocking him out in the 5th round. I really see AJ knocking him out today. Because he likes to dance around the room.
Do you think the kid, Edgar Berlanga, keeps the streak going? 16 and 0. I definitely think he goes 16 and 0, 16 knockouts. 16 and 0, 16 knockouts. 16 knockouts in the first round. Does he keep it going?
I think he's gonna keep it going today. I really do. Let's keep that streak alive because he's coming up the ranks quick. He's making the division hot. So I see him getting another KO today.
All right. Yeah, I got him. I picked him for the first round too. He said
I didn't pick him for the first round, but yeah.
No, understand the card, D.
What happened?
Oh shit. Macro being silly, man. Yeah, man. All right, bro. I'm jumping off. I'm getting up out of here. You got any closing thoughts, Ronald? Want to drop dimes on the fight tonight? Give them the layout.
Yo, dropped off, D. Or what?
No, I'm still here. I said give some closing thoughts. The layout.
Just chopping up.
Yeah, I think you chopping up.
All good then.
All right, Ron. I'll holler at you. Well, guys, check it out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I said all right then.
Nah, give me some closing thoughts. That's what I was saying. The fights tonight, closing thoughts. I'm getting ready to close it down, but I was saying give me some closing thoughts.
You know what? Closing thoughts. Dazin is going to put on a show, a really good show today for a good long time. These are some great matchups they got. Then we're going to switch right on over to ESPN and then go into Showtime. So it's a great day of boxing in the USA and abroad, man. That's what's up. Everybody enjoy the fights.
All right, Ron, appreciate you coming through. All right, guys. So here we go. Chris Colbert, I think he's gonna have some trouble in the first 4 rounds, first 3 rounds maybe. Make some adjustments. Put on pretty much of a boxing performance, stand on the outside, utilizing his elusiveness, scoring punches. Chris Colbert doesn't really pack a big punch, so I don't look for Chris Colbert to get the stoppage here. I think Chris Colbert's going to win by decision. Same as my man Shakur Stevenson, but unlike Chris Colbert, I think Shakur Stevenson is going to put on more of a one-sided show. Neither of these two guys, Toka Clary nor Shakur Stevenson, in my opinion, have much pop, as they say, much power in their shots. So, but when it comes to skill for skill, of course, Shakur Stevenson, in my opinion, is the superior boxer. So looking to see a one-sided fight, 10-2 or better, maybe a shutout for Shakur Stevenson. And Edgar Berlanga, first round knockout, 16-0, 16. Anthony Joshua, I don't see a way for Kubrat Pulev to win this fight. So I definitely got to go with Anthony Joshua. Final thoughts and prediction. And y'all know how I always in this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.